Shabbat afternoon, you go to the park with your son Josh. You sit down to relax on the park bench while Josh goes off to play on the old wooden climbing frame. After a few minutes, Josh comes crying to you with a painful splinter. And on top of that, he's got a piece of chewing gum stuck onto his wool pants. Your son is crying. What should you do? Well, the first thing is to calm him down. Give him a kiss and reassure him. We'll take care of everything. Don't worry. Okay, let's deal with the splinter. Because Josh is in pain, it is permitted to cut the outer surface of the skin to the point where you can reach the splinter with tweezers. But be careful not to detach the skin, because detaching skin falls under the malacha of gozes. Also, you need to be careful not to cause bleeding, because as we'll learn later, causing bleeding falls under the malacha of shochet. Now you may ask, in this case, you do not intend to cause any bleeding. And we learned back in case number 2 that if you don't intend for a malacha to take place, it is permitted. So here it sounds like it should be okay. However, if it is certain that the bleeding will take place, this would be a problem, because as we explained, even if you don't intend for a malacha to take place, but when your action will inevitably cause a forbidden result, then you cannot take that action. This is called psik resha. So in our case of removing the splinter, if you work carefully, bleeding will not inevitably result, and therefore it would be permitted. Okay, once that's taken care of, don't forget that your little boy Josh also has a piece of chewing gum stuck onto his woolen pants. Now, removing the gum will detach the wool fibers from the pants. And as we learned in the malacha of gozes, we may not detach anything that grows on a living thing. And in this case, wool grows on a sheep. So perhaps it is a problem to remove the chewing gum. Well, in fact, this is not a problem. Why? Because these wool fibers have already been removed from their original source of growth, and in such a case, there is no problem of gozes. I will mention, however, that you can only pull off the gum stuck to the surface of the pants. You could not scrub the pants with water or try to pick out the tiny bits of gum that are stuck into the fibers of the pants. As we will learn in an upcoming class, this would be a problem of the malacha of milaben, cleaning. I should also mention that you could only remove the chewing gum if Josh is going to continue wearing those pants on Shabbat. Because if he's not, then spending time to remove the gum would be a problem that we'll learn about later called hachana, which says that we're not allowed to spend time on Shabbat preparing for things that will only be used after Shabbat. So, enjoy the park, but beware of those old wooden climbing frames.